nice short one today on thyroid dysfunction, looking at both hypo and hyperthyroidism. So to start off, hypothyroidism. So some of the causes of hypothyroidism involve pituitary issues. So what we mean by that is we know that the thyroid gland is controlled by both the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. So there may be an issue with either the receptors to thyroid stimulating hormone release factor coming from the hypothalamus, or there may be an issue with the anterior pituitary gland secretion of thyroid stimulating hormone. Secondly, iodine. Iodine is needed in order to produce thyroid hormone. So when iodine levels are low, this is going to mean that not enough thyroid hormone can be produced. Third, we have something known as Hashimoto's disease, which is an autoimmune disease where the body works against the thyroid gland and destroys those thyroid cells, meaning not enough thyroid hormone is produced. And lastly, there may be an instance where surgery leads to the removal of the thyroid gland, meaning that a particular person is no longer going to be releasing those thyroid hormones. So what are some of the symptoms that are observed with hypothyroidism? Well, firstly, there is weight gain due to the thyroid hormone no longer being released, and thyroid hormones such as thyroxine having a really important role when it comes to increasing metabolic rate. And if the metabolism slows down, it means that glucose is no longer going to be absorbed or used in cellular respiration, leading to its storage instead. Secondly, because of a lower level or a lower rate of cellular respiration, there may be fatigue due to a lack of energy, and as there's less heat being produced, it may result in the person feeling cold and being more susceptible to the cold. Finally, as you can see in the diagram on the right, there is a particular symptom known as goiter. Now, a goiter is a large swelling in the neck, and it's due to the thyroid gland enlarging to try and capture more iodine, and this may form the goiter itself, which is a large swelling. Now, how do you treat hypothyroidism? Well, firstly, you can take iodine supplements. This will be particularly beneficial if there is an iodine deficiency. And secondly, you could take synthetic versions of the hormones thyroxine or triiodothyronine. Secondly, and finally, nice short one today, hyperthyroidism. Hyperthyroidism can also be caused by a different autoimmune disease, and instead of these autoimmune cells attacking the thyroid, quite unfortunately, the antibodies produced in this instance actually imitate the action of thyroid stimulating hormone, consequently binding to receptors on the thyroid and telling the thyroid to produce more thyroid hormone. So a second reason can be due to cancer, and this can lead to inflammation of the thyroid gland. So some of the symptoms that are experienced include weight loss. This is due to overactivity of thyroid hormone or overproduction of thyroid hormone, leading to a dramatic increase to the rate of cellular respiration. This is going to mean that more energy is required by this particular person, increasing their appetite, and they might feel like they're never getting enough energy in, leading to symptoms like fatigue. Now, as a consequence of all of this, their body temperature is going to increase quite dramatically. And as their body temperature increases, it's going to try and cool them down in different ways, such as through sweating. Finally, exophthalmos can be a swelling, and this is a swelling around the eyes, and it's a symptom of Graves' disease. And this occurs when excess hormones build up in the muscles and tissues behind the eyes, and it causes them to swell in their eye sockets. So how can hyperthyroidism be treated? Well, firstly, radioactive iodine, and this can be used to destroy thyroid cells, which uptake this iodine in an attempt to slow this thyroid gland down. Okay, so to destroy some of the thyroid cells means that those cells can no longer produce thyroid hormone. Secondly, you can use drugs that block the thyroid's use of iodine, or finally, you could remove the thyroid gland itself. However, it's important to note that removing the thyroid gland does not solve the issue. This is going to mean that this particular person may need to take synthetic hormone following that surgery.